We're back with show number 2 tonight with the world traveler, the man who is known from here to there and there to here. This guy has been places that you only read about in National Geographic, and he has seen those images too. I'm just telling you, this is the Brian S. Red that you've read about, and he's here tonight. Good evening, Brian.
Good evening, John. We're back.
We are. It's great to have you back. Howie filled in last week and
it was on the tip of my tongue. Howie, thank you. I watched the show. I watched I guess, in syndication. I didn't see it live because I was sleeping, or I was at work, one or the other. I can't remember, but I did watch it, and I loved a lot of the stuff that Howie was talking about last week. Some of the things that he said really resonated with me too. For instance, he was talking about the comedian who was talking about, and it was Sam Kinison. I remember this line. He's talking about, you should move where the food is. And I've been talking about that a lot lately with people. I'm from like the Rust Belt. I'm still in the Rust Belt, I guess technically, but I'm from a really depressed area of the country. And when I was a little kid, like when I was 5, my father did something that no one had done for generations. We'd settled the Ohio River Valley back in, I think, the 16 or 1700s. Our family, both sides. And we're just farm workers, nobody important. But my dad decided to just leave. It's like, you know what? There's no work here. We're going to go somewhere else. We went to California. Yeah. And we went to where the food was. And when he said that, it really resonated with me. And I was like, you know what? Somebody else is thinking like I'm thinking. Mm-hmm. That was just cool. I don't know.
Yeah, and what Howie, to kind of give you guys a reference, if you didn't get to see it, you need to go look at it. But Howie was talking about that he performs more in a different area than his geographic home base, home community. So it was great chat. If you guys get a chance, go listen to Howie last week's show.
He's Tuesday. A wealth of knowledge.
He is.
He really is, and he's the nicest guy.
Yeah.
Is he here? Is he going to chime in on this chat or what? We're talking nice about him.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, we're going to start talking.
No, he was in Shaney's. Oh, by the way, guys, if you were watching Shaney's show, I was there, but I was invisible for some reason. And we're still trying to figure out why.
Yeah, there must be a spot somewhere that we, and I can't imagine why. It's not like I have no idea. I have blocked 2 people that I know of for surely in our Facebook thing. And those were basically 2 people who came in early in the process and would be just jerks. Yeah, just haters. And we just blocked their, so anyway,
tonight, that was really cool.
Tonight we've got all sorts of cool stuff we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the trip to Italy. We're going to be talking about, we've got some prizes to give away tonight for the 12 Days of Christmas. And then there's some other cool things we're going to get to. And first off, Brian, as you're in your travels and such, while you were gone, we've been getting information about this ADJ. They're doing kind of an open house or what have you.
Yeah, the road tour. I was there last night in Chicago. There was 2 stops. There was an afternoon stop at a place called, I think, AV Max. And then there was an evening stop at Mini Max, which is a cool Southside DJ shop. I've gone to several events there. Basically, it's like a live learning tour, or like the old ADJ on tour. It's the road tour. We're bringing in products that maybe you missed if you didn't go to LDI, which I did not. I got to see some stuff. I got to get some in-depth information, and it's also really cool just to meet some of the DJs. And I met guys from Nebraska last night that were really cool. They came down. Or they came up or over.
Yeah, wow.
Over from Nebraska just to check it out. So it's cool. It's a cool thing to check out and go to if they're in your town. They're going to be, I believe, in Minneapolis, St. Paul
Thursday,
tomorrow and Thursday. Tomorrow and Thursday.
Okay, Wednesday. Maybe I know Thursday for sure. The one that's what I saw that they were going to be.
I don't have the dates in front of me, but if you go to the ADJ website or check out ADJ on Facebook, American DJ on Facebook, you'll see those tour dates. I'm pretty confident they've got 2 nights there or 2 days there, and they usually do like an afternoon and an evening. So you can, depending on what works best for you. There was like an 11 to 2 and then a 4 to 7.
Nice. Yeah. I saw, I think Metro Sound and Light is the one they had Thursday afternoon, because I was looking at that to see about it. It's like, can anyone drive me down?
Oh, that's right. You can't drive right now.
I can't yet. So it's
man, if I was up there, I'd so drive you down, dude.
That'd be a fun road trip.
It would be.
That would be a good. We wouldn't get
a real fun road trip. But you'd probably get a little sick of it fast, because I'm on this thing right now where for some reason I cannot turn off Studio 54 radio, and Sirius XM. So that's like what all I'm listening to is disco all the time. I'm ignoring all top 40, all EDM, all the stuff I normally listen to, and I'm doing disco. And I just can't turn the station. I tried last night. I turned on Richard Blade for a minute. It's like, okay. Turned on Howard Stern for a minute. Like, back to Studio 54 radio. I just, sorry. And if you really like disco, you can go for a ride with me.
That's the disco machine, man.
It's the disco mobile right now, yeah.
You mentioned that they had some new lights, things you hadn't really gotten the chance to. Is there anything that kind of stood out that mobile DJs should be like watching on their radar here as we go the next couple of months?
Well, the moving heads are really making leaps and bounds. The one that I've got upstairs, and
you got the focus spot.
I have the focus spot. Well, I have 2 focus spot 1s and I have 1 focus spot 2.
Okay.
I just got a sample of the focus spot 2 in. I'm afraid I'm going to have to beg, steal, and borrow for a second one because it's a really cool fixture. It's the focus spot 1 is really nice, but what I really like about the 2, the one thing I personally like about the 2 is the prism, because I really miss that. Because I'm used to the NO spot LED, which has it. Focus spot 2 is about the same size, only weighs about 12 pounds, and it's got the zoom, it's got the focus, autofocus, manual zoom, 75 watt LED, and that's kind of weird when you talk about how many watts the LED is. That's power consumption. That has nothing to do with output. And as we go on with this technology, the output is increasing. So a 25 watt LED from 5 years ago is going to blind you today. It's watts has nothing to do with output. Output is different. And for some reason, they're having a really hard time expressing like lumens and lux and things with the LED technology.
Yeah.
It's just brighter. You look at them side by side, like, whoa, it's brighter. So.
Yeah, it's surprisingly bright on some of those. And it's like, well, but wait a second. I remember a 50 watt LED 2 years ago, and it wasn't that bright.
David Ellsworth, he's my pal here in town. He says, but does it focus? But can it focus? Why? Yes, it can.
It has a
motorized focus.
Motorized, yeah. The focus was motorized, and the zoom, was that manual on that?
Zoom is manual.
Yeah,
There's a little wheel on there. Super easy to change out the gobos and such too. It's a lot easier than it used to be. You don't have to do major surgery on your fixture just to pop a Happy New Year in there.
Yep, one little thumb screw and off you go.
Yeah,
yes,
so
David.
but it's really, it's like any of these other shows. The lights are cool. The products are cool, the speakers, the whatever, the people. Oh, it's about the people for me. Just being able to talk to not only the product specialists, but the people who show up for the event. Who are they? What are they doing? What type of events are they doing? What walk of life are they from? Where are they from?
Yeah.
What's their daily life like? I mean, we spend a lot of time with a lot of guys just talking about commuting, which you do in big cities. It's a big deal.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Milwaukee, it's like, Milwaukee's a little big city, so we have a rush hour, but it's not usually murderous to get from one place to the other. Chicago, yeah,
you could be sitting there for quite a while.
Yeah, I got stuck in the loop the loop is the freeway system, kind of downtown Chicago. I got stuck in the loop for 45 minutes. It should be like a 3-minute, but I got stuck.
Ouch. Sounds like our trip in LA.
It was cool. It was cool to go and check it out, and they had a lot of stuff there. But that was what stood out for me, was that focus spot 2. I really, really enjoyed that. I didn't, the price point ain't bad either. I mean, I don't know what map is on it, but I think they were actually talking about selling it for a little over $6. That's
nice.
Not bad for a bright head with prisms and indexing and all that stuff. So it's coming. This technology keeps rolling along. So.
Yeah, exactly. And we got to take our first look at those at DJ Expo, and we did a little walk around video, and Jose talked about those fixtures, and yeah, it's very, very impressive.
It's a different experience, I think, when you're just in a room or an area where you're just looking at the fixture. I mean, when I go to these shows, it's really cool, but it's like a circus. There's so many things going on. It's kind of bright in there. It's cooler to see them like on these smaller, more intimate on tour events or the road tour events. Really get a chance to spend some time with the fixture and see what it really does and get a better feel for the output.
Okay, just checking our chat room. So, okay, I saw a bunch of question marks, and I was wondering what they were doing, but they're talking amongst themselves.
Yeah. Like I couldn't do that. So I have to go on live to talk to anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
'Cause
Sorry.
chat hates me.
Well, you said you were using Internet Explorer, so let's try to get, a modern browser.
Yeah.
Or they're all of a sudden going to start showing up now.
Right.
Only 45
Yeah, all of a sudden,
Oh, look at all these comments to Brian. Why is Brian saying
wow,
that?
where did these come from? James Stanley was asking me about music. The music I heard in Italy, surprisingly, was old stuff. And it might have just been what I was listening to. See, when you go to Italy, by the way, everything's Italian. And I know that sounds like duh, but no, if you go to like Greece, and I've been to Greece, and my best friend lives in Greece. When you go to Greece and you watch TV and you watch The Simpsons, it's in English and it's subtitled in Greek. And most of Europe is like that, except for Germany and Italy. Germany is very German, and everything is dubbed in German. And the same thing with Italy. So I was SOL with TV viewing. So my only English thing I could see was either if I went on YouTube or the internet somewhere, or I looked at the music video channel. And the song I heard more than once in Italy, and my friend David Ellsworth and I were discussing this earlier, was Dire Straits' So Far Away From Me. So Far Away. I heard that song more than once. I heard the Kinks, You Really Got Me, more than once. But I don't recall anything new. I heard some cool stuff, like in restaurants or whatever. I have no idea what station it was.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of bouncy house EDM stuff. But I had never heard it before and I liked it. But I couldn't tell you this new tune. And if it's Italian, chances are it's in Italian. I mean, they have their own stuff there. They have their own Italian pop music in Italian.
Sure, I would imagine so. And unless it's something unusual, it will never cross over to us.
Well, it might. I mean, there's Italian artists that I could just off the top of my head. Who's Italian? Black Box is Italian. Strike It Up.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. But in all fairness, Black Box is more of a production crew, kind of like CNC Music Factory was, and they bring in the vocalists, and the vocalists were primarily gospel singers and things from like Martha Wash and people like that to actually sing on the tracks. So that's a little different.
Interesting. Okay, we're going to.
Who the heck is the Italian pop artist? I mean, tell me, that sings in English.
That was the thing. It's like I can't think of anybody. Let's take a little bit of a break. We're going to put up our sponsor spot, and then we're going to come back and we will do our drawing, get our first drawing out of the way for tonight. That way we can get on our schedule and make sure we're getting everything done. These are the sponsors for our 12 Days of Christmas, gang. The links are all in the description below.
It's that time of year again. Time to sign up for the Disc Jockey News 12 Days of Christmas giveaway. This year we have 12 days packed full of amazing prizes you can win. On the first day, you can win 5 specialty video downloads worth $125 from promo only. On day 2, someone is going to win a full show pass for Mobile Beat Las Vegas 2017. Up for grabs on day 3 is 3 months of digital downloads from Top Hits USA. On day 4, you can win a Swarm 5 FX from Chabé DJ. Multiple winners on night 5 means you can win either a Weather System EXA from Blizzard Lighting or one of 4 copies of Dex 3 software from PC DJ. On night 6, we are giving away a Stinger Star from ADJ. You can make your own Christmas star if you win the prize on night 7, an Uno Laser Legacy GBC from ProX. On the 8th day, you can win 1 year of digital downloads from Prime Cuts. Up for grabs on the 9th day is an iPad Mini brought to you by DJ Event Planner. On the 10th day, you have a chance to win a Newmark NV2 DJ controller. Win on the 11th day and you can be playing your holiday music from a set of EKX 12-piece speakers from EV. And finally, on the 12th day, JBL is offering up a shiny new pair of PRX 815W speakers. Bonus prize, all the winners from each night will also receive their own pair of gig gloves. You even have a chance to snag up some official Disc Jockey News gear just by joining our chat room on each night's live show. To sign up, stop by discjockeynews.com/12 Days of Christmas. No purchase is necessary and all prizes will be delivered by Christmas. Best of luck, everyone.
So those are the sponsors for the 12 Days of Christmas 2016. Again, show them some love. Thank you for going and doing business with them, because when you support them, they can support us, and then we can help bring good information to you. You can run a better business. That means you need to buy more gear. You can go buy more gear from them, and then that's supporting them, and it just becomes this really cool thing. And the next thing you know, Brian buys another album for the shelf. I mean, it's a win-win-win situation all the way across the board. Okay, so we're giving away the ADJ Stinger Star tonight. Now, Brian, for those who haven't gotten a chance to look at that, give us a little rundown. What is the Stinger Star?
Well, there are several in the Stingers. There are 4 of them, I believe.
I believe so, yeah.
And they all do something a little different. Now, the original Stinger 1 and 2 had these cool lasers that did graphics. They also have some washes. And they also had a jewel effect. And then they came out with the Stinger Gobo, which has a laser, a wash, and these gobos that kind of do a jewel effect. But the Stinger Star has been the star. This has been the one that everybody's kind of gravitating toward. It seems it's the most popular. People really like it, and I see why. It's a really cool, almost like inverted mirror ball effect with colors. It has the laser with graphics. Does the wash. This is cool for people who are maybe not using lights. If they are, like, I know a lot of guys who are like ex-house music DJs, and now they're doing mobile stuff, and they're just getting into lighting. This is easy. Sound, active, 3 effects in one. It's also cool for a DJ who maybe has sold a package of such that doesn't include lighting with maybe a client. This is easy to bring. I mean, even if they didn't like buy your big lighting package, you can at least bring some lighting to the table and enhance the event with an easy 3-in-1 effect like this. So the Stinger Star is the one that's the most popular. It's the one I like the best. And we're giving it away.
Giving one away tonight.
Yeah.
Now, size-wise, it's a compact little guy, and it's just like a little bit bigger than a 12-pack of pop almost, isn't it?
What's that?
It's a little bit larger than a 12-pack of pop.
Oh, pop.
Soda.
You are so from Minnesota. Soda. Minnesota should say soda.
It's a little bit larger than a 12-pack of Coke.
Coke. Beer. A slab of beer, as they say in Australia.
Or a slab of
bacon. About a 12-pack, but it weighs much less.
Yeah.
I think it's smaller than that. If I was real clever, I'd just grab it and show it to you, but I don't know where it is right now. I got it. It's here somewhere.
Yeah, they're very compact. Jimmy's foreground, because Brian and I don't sit in one spot. We're bouncing back and forth when we do these shows quite a bit. We'd be hiding behind it an awful lot, and I figured
we need some room. We have large craniums.
That's right. All this knowledge doesn't fit on that screen. Yeah. True North DJ coming from Minnesota. That's where we're doing her here from. Okay, so our winner tonight is not from Minnesota. So if you're from Minnesota, you did not win. Sorry, Jacobs.
Sorry.
From Lake City, Florida, our winner tonight is Evison, Evison Carroll. Evison must be related to Scott Carroll, because the company is Scott Carroll Mobile DJ Service out of Lake City, Florida. Congratulations, you are the winner. We will get in touch and get that over to you as our winner for that tonight. We're going to do one more drawing. We're going to be giving away either a shirt or a subscription tonight to someone in a chat room. And what we do is we're going to go through at a time and pick someone who has commented in the chat room. So,
do you have a shirt handy to show me? Because I don't know what the shirt looks like.
The shirts are the t-shirt. No, they're all in the house.
Oh.
Basically, there's 2 versions. We have the ones that have the stitching on, or the Disc Jockey News. We had some that we used to wear quite a bit, and then we have the ones that have the stitching on, and those are the DJ News Insider ones. We just got those done, and you'll be getting one of those because that's what we need.
Cool. XL, man. I need my room. Kind of like in this screen.
Yeah. We got to make sure we get space. So that'll be happening in just a little bit. We'll get to that. So, Brian, let's dig into that trip to Italy. What took you over there? Well, I know an airplane, but why did you?
All right. Well, that was a planes, trains, and automobile situation like I've never experienced, but that's another show. I've been working with John Krupa. He is a real good guy. He owns the company Italian Speaker Imports, and he's been a good friend to all of us behind the scenes, supporting what we do. probably for, I guess, the last 6 years now, 6 or 7 years now. And he's importing FBT, which is a really nice handcrafted in Italy speakers. This is nice stuff. This is, I don't know. I don't want to say it's high end, but it is. It's really nice stuff. And I had an idea for what they're going to be doing at NAMM this year. I had an idea for the booth, and I had a vision. I was telling him it'd be really cool if you had some video screens in the booth at NAMM where they were kind of showing the process and showing that these were indeed a handcrafted in Italy product and not just, something that was made by a machine and whatever they make. I watched them do this. But anyway, they thought it was a great idea. So they invited me over to not shoot a video, but to direct a video for them to show at NAMM. It's like a corporate video. So I had a 2-person camera crew. I mean, these guys were brilliant. Paulo and Roberto, they were fantastic. And these guys do music videos. They do sporting events, whatever. They came, spent 2 days with me, and I directed them. And we shot the entire manufacturing process and building process of FBT stuff. We focused on the CS1000, which is this really cool compact line array that's coming in like in a week or two. We're going to have them in the States. I'm getting a pair. Neat stuff. I put a video up on this stuff the other day. It's going to be my system. I'm going to be using it small enough where I can. It's got a lot of punch. But yeah, they invited me over to do this. And I had some extra time. We wrapped a day early. So I went ahead and went into the demo room and spent time with engineers and kind of learned about what they were thinking when they built some of these speakers, what was going on, and shot some demo videos for the peoples. Wow. So they're going to trickle those out on my channel. I was busy the whole time I was there. I was working. I wasn't like hanging out in Rome and stuff. I was working pretty hard, and we had nice long lunches though, and the food was great. But yeah, it was a work trip, but I shouldn't say work because it was an opportunity. I was able to go and do this, and I don't know, it was fun. But that was my purpose there. My purpose there was to direct this video for them to present at NAMM, which is not an end user show, just to kind of show my vision. Because I mean, they're Italian. I mean, they'd like to break into the U.S. market more than they have, but they're Italian. They don't know the U.S. market, so they're looking at me because I know you guys. I kind of know what you like, and I'm trying to help them make the connection with you guys. So anyway, yeah, they're becoming good friends, and they like my ideas, and they're so cool. When you go somewhere, I'm John, you've had this experience at one point or another, where you go to a company, wherever the company might be, and you got some, really nice people that you're hanging around with, but then maybe there's somebody there who's not real cool, but you don't really need to bother with them because they're in the warehouse or whatever. Everybody was cool. Absolutely everybody was cool. Not only at FBT, but the entire country of Italy, everybody was cool. Nobody was rude. Nobody was short with me. Everyone was patient. It was just a wonderful experience in that regard. But a big thank you to the people at FBT for kind and being so patient and being so open to some of the ideas that I had for them. It was cool. It was super cool.
Very nice. Yeah, that I was looking at the pictures and watching that, and it was like, wow, that's that street. Yeah,
they sent me up. Oh yeah, the hotel that I was staying at.
It was just so cool.
FBT is in a little city village called Recanati, and it's near the sea, but not on the sea. Porto Recanati is on the sea, and that's where they set me up. So at night, they wanted to set it up so if I wanted to, I could go do stuff. I could go to a pizza shop, or I could go for an espresso or whatever. And it was like the main drag. I was 2 blocks from the ocean, the sea. It was beautiful. And we're not talking about Rome. We're talking about a little cool seaside village. And down, and it reminded me of like the old school America stuff, where they had these independent shops. selling clothing or whatever. They would block the streets off on Sunday nights. And that's when I showed up. It was really weird because I took the train from Bologna to Puerto Recanati, and they let you off Recanati. And I had directions to my hotel, which was like 2 blocks away or whatever. I was by myself. And I turned on this main drag, I'm staying on. If you saw the pictures on Facebook, I mean, the street was full of people. And all of a sudden, I'm not on the sidewalk anymore. People are walking in the streets. Like, why are people walking in the streets in Italy? They don't do this in America. They walk on sidewalks. Yeah. Well, they closed it off for a street market, but I didn't know that. So it was kind of bizarre. And then they closed it off again for a fair. Like, the shops were open, but then they had like other people coming in, setting up tables and things for items for Christmas or whatever, shoes, jackets, jewelry, whatever. They had that on, I think it was Thursday before I left. They had that market going on. It was nice. It was interesting though, because everywhere I've been in Europe, and I've been around Europe, usually you run into somebody who's speaking English. I did not have this experience in Italy. Oh my. They're not speaking a lot of English over there. But I did find that Spanish and Italian are similar. Like, not exactly the same, but similar. Okay. So, like, in Spanish, if you want to go to the bathroom, you ask for a baño, right? It's the same there. Baño is bathroom in Italian. Okay. Also, sí, no. Just the pidgin Spanish that kind of everybody knows. It's the same in Italian. But I tell you one word that's not the same. Have you heard the Spanish word pronto? Mm-hmm. What does it mean?
I've heard it. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I've heard it.
Okay. Pronto is like hurry up. Mm-hmm. Quickly. So I got Roberto, different Roberto, not the camera guy Roberto. Roberto is a really cool guy, works at FBT. He was my host, and he was driving me around and doing things. And every time his cell phone rang, he'd answer it and he'd say, pronto. And I got real uncomfortable after a while. I said, Roberto, listen, it's okay. If you need to take a call, please take it. He's like, what are you talking about? I said, well, every time you answer the phone, you say pronto. He's like, that means hello in Italian. So it doesn't mean the same thing. And then I was talking about, different things that I liked or that I thought were cool, and I kept saying, yeah, I think this would be really cool if you did this. Cool is short for culo over there, which is ass. And this is the same thing in Spanish. They're thinking I'm saying ass all the time, but I'm not.
This is going to be ass.
Right.
Why does he want to do it if it's going to be ass? I don't understand.
Why is it going to be ass? So it was an interesting experience. I'm glad I had it. I'm glad that my adventures took me there. I hope to go back someday and do it again. I got a lot out of it, and I think that I think I did pretty good over there. I hope so. But the owner of the company was cool. The owners were super cool. The people in the factory were cool. Everybody was just amazing. The marketing people were amazing. I met some other people over there that were doing sales, like Luigi, who's a great guy. Amazing trip. It was a lot of fun. Cool. But an experience. And like I said, I didn't have a lot of time to do much, but I had to catch a real early plane in Bologna. So I actually spent half of the day, Thursday, traveling back to Bologna on train. And I got to see some stuff before I got on the train in a different city. That was pretty cool. And some old Roman arches and things like that. But the train station in Bologna, it's kind of like right in the old center of Bologna. And I walked around a little bit, and I did find a little Christmas market, and I bought myself some Italian sweaters made in Italy. When do you find something that's not made in Indonesia or China? For sure, yeah. These are made in Italy. They weren't very expensive. I bought two, cost me 50 euros, which is roughly $50. No, 48 euro off a vendor. They're beautiful sweaters, and that's my treat to myself. Oh, and I also brought cheese back because they have amazing cheese over there. I brought some. You can travel with hard cheese if you vacuum seal it. So I brought some Parmesan back. Ah. And I also have some cool goat cheese I bought that I haven't tried yet, but I bought 2 different kinds, and they're unique. They're made in the region of Puerto Ricanati, and they aged them in this cave. They've done it for a long, long time. This is just the way they've done it for hundreds of years. It's aged in a cave. I told Blanca this, and she's like, "Hey, there's bugs and stuff in there." I'm like, "No, I think they don't like throw on the floor of a cave. It's not like that. But it's something about the temperature and the whatever that they just do it like that. The humidity. So big on wine too, but they have coffee rules over there, and I want to talk about this a little bit because I haven't spoke about it too much.
Okay, let's hold the coffee. I wanted to get to the coffee.
You get to the coffee.
I want to get to the coffee, but right now I'm going to scroll back and forth, and right here I'm going to click on. Is Sean Percy with us yet?
Yeah, I see Sean.
Is Sean still in the chat room? Yes, Sean is still in the chat room. Sean, what I did is just did kind of a random scroll up and clicked, and you are going to be the winner of a copy, or I should say a subscription to the Disc Jockey News.
Sweet.
So Sean, let me see, did I copy? No, I didn't copy. Sean, what I need you to do is message me, go out to facebook.com/JohnYoungMN. That is me. Message me, and we will get your information so that you can get added to our subscription as a winner of our subscription tonight. Just making my notes.
All right.
Yeah. And thank you guys for being in the chat room here. We're going to talk about coffee and such, and I think we'll do one more. We'll give away one more subscription before we wrap things up here, Brian. So
give away a T-shirt too.
We should do that. Yeah.
Just give stuff away. Just give it all away.
Keep giving it away, and then we'll run it through the finance department, and she'll not like that.
Oh, don't worry, it's my fault. I said I bullied you into it. You can me. I won't see her till Mobile Beat probably. So.
Yes, she'll be on Friday, and she's going to just tell everyone.
She'll probably call me. What did you do?
What are you trying to do? Okay. So
congratulations, Sean. Coffee, yes.
Coffee.
So I love my coffee, and this is a relatively new thing for me. I buy this cafe mocha. They call it espresso, but it's not really espresso. I got off of Coke. If you guys know me at all outside of DJing, you know that I love my Coca-Cola. I'm crazy about Coca-Cola. But I was drinking too much of it. It was becoming like a lot a day. And it was affecting my complexion and my weight and everything else. So I switched to coffee. And I feel better, and it's better for me. The doctor says, hey, good for you. So I guess that means something good.
Yeah, positive, yeah.
Right. So I drink it like this. I mean, I've had 2 of these since the Shaney broadcast. This is my second one. I had one of these full during the Shaney broadcast. This is my thirst quencher. Everything. I drink it. It's coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I go to Starbucks. I get a venti. That's the big one. First of all, there's no Starbucks in Italy. They don't accept this because they're the coffee people. Who are you guys to come into our country and sell coffee at these prices? This is not right. So fine, no Starbucks in Italy. It's fine. The coffee is wonderful, by the way. There's 2 kinds of coffee that I had. One is the espresso, which is wonderful. Then you put a little sugar in it, and it's really good. It's not too hot. It's not like when you go to McDonald's and the coffee, it's 1,000 degrees or whatever. No, it's perfect. It's like al dente. It's really nice. Not too hot, not too cold. It's beautiful. And it tastes good, and it's a wonderful thing. And it's very inexpensive. It's like €1.50, which is like $1.50, roughly. Maybe $1.60 or something like that. So it's not expensive. The other kind of coffee I had was their espresso, which is served in what I can only describe as a porcelain shot glass. It's tiny. You just get a little bit of it. It's got a lot of caffeine in it, and drink it like a shot. They call it espresso because express means fast. So that's why they call it that. But what I didn't know is there are rules to when you can have these things. Apparently, you're only allowed to drink espresso in the morning. It's acceptable in the morning. At breakfast, you can have espresso. and you can drink espresso until lunchtime. But at lunchtime, you can no longer drink espresso. I don't know why, but you cannot. At lunchtime, it's acceptable. I'm sorry, cappuccino. You drink cappuccino in the morning, cappuccino up until lunchtime.
Okay.
But you must stop drinking cappuccino at lunchtime. You switch to espresso, but you may only drink it after your meal. As like an app, it's like a whatever you call it, to settle your stomach or whatever.
So what do they serve as a beverage during the meal? What's their
water, agua? Oh, wine. Oh, agua for water, same as Spanish. Wine. You can drink wine all day, every day. You can drink it at work. You can drink it. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares. You can drink wine all the time because they got wine all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But coffee is cappuccino in the mornings. And after mornings, you can't have it no more. You got to switch to espresso. And it's not exactly thirst quenching. And
dollhouse cup.
So you get your caffeine, but you don't get your liquids. So you have to drink water or something else. And I'm not used to that so much. But, they're healthy people. You don't see a lot of overweight people in Italy. They walk a lot. They eat a lot. Lunch was insanity. We go to this place we would go for lunch. I wish I had taken the time to take a picture or the sign of the name of the place or whatever. It was a good place. We went there a couple times. What do you call it, John? Maybe you can help me with this. Like bakery is like donuts and cookies and bread. But what do they call like candies? Is it confection?
Yeah, confectionery would be.
Confectionery.
Yep.
Okay. This place is the confectionery for the Vatican. This is how good they are. They're the official confectionery for the Vatican.
Wow.
And they even have little chocolates with the Vatican stamped into it and all this stuff. You can buy it. It's really good. But they also serve food, and we ate there 3 times. And one time I went there, and by the way, my first sight in Italy, I went to a restaurant that they told me to go to. They said, go to this restaurant. They know you're coming. I'm like, well, why can't I just go to any restaurant? They said, no, just go to this one. So I go to this place called Borghese, and I walk in the door, and the old man looks at me and says, Bagno. I'm like, he wants to know where the bathroom is. I know this word. I don't know. I'll go ask somebody. So I went and I found a younger person. I said, excuse me, where are the WC Bagno? Oh, yeah, downstairs. I'm like, okay, cool. So I go back to the old man. I say, downstairs. He says, okay. And he hands me a menu. This is the guy who owns the place. He thought I came in to go to the bathroom. So I didn't. I came in to eat. And I'm looking at the menu and I'm like, okay, what do I want? I don't really want pizza that gives me heartburn. I want something kind of, maybe some, scallops. I'll have this. So I order it. I love scallops. I didn't get scallops. I don't know what I got. It might have been veal. It might have been portobello mushroom. I'm not sure what it was. It was very good. And I got French fries with it. It was good, but it's kind of like potluck. Every time I go on my own to order something, I got what I got. Because I can't, because the menus are not in English.
Yeah.
I think I know what this is. I'm not positive, but I'm going to just point to it and we're going to go with it. So I ate a lot of wonderful food. I couldn't tell you what the hell I ate though. And then, so we go to this place for the confectionery, the food. I was telling you about this place 3 times for lunch. Oh, by the way, lunch 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Every day. It was wonderful. So we go in there and we sit down and he's like, what do you like? I'm like, pasta, whatever, seafood, whatever, just whatever it's like. I'll order for you. I said, okay. So they bring out this beautiful al dente pasta. Like, how you cook pasta for 10 minutes? They cook it for like 8 or 9. It's a little hard. It's good that way. Mm-hmm. It's thicker than what we're used to. Spaghetti's a little thicker than what we're used to. Anyway, yeah, Martin knows what it was. Scallopini, whatever it was. Scallopinini. It was not scallops. Anyway, so I get this wonderful plate of pasta with this white sauce on it and something else, green, and I don't know, and some cheese, and it was really good. And I ate this and I was like, oh my God, that was a great lunch. Like, that wasn't lunch. That was an appetizer. It was like a full meal. I mean, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm like, okay, I want my espresso now. No, we're not done yet. The food kept coming. It kept coming. You get a little plate of this, you kind of everything's family style with that stuff. You just get a plate of it, and people pick what they want, and then you get a fish or you get a chicken or whatever it is, and then you get the dessert afterwards. So it was really cool. I mean, that was just lunch. That was really nice. It was very nice. Wasn't used to eating like that though. So I was trying to, in fact, I believe it was the first night I was the first full day I was there, I thought, well, I'll try some dinner, and I overdid it. And the next day I just did not feel well. I ate too much.
Sure.
So I tried to cut it down to either 2 light meals a day or 1 heavy meal a day. But it was good. It was really good. I'll always remember it. It was a lot of fun, and everybody was, like I said, they were so cool. And I learned a lot just about pro audio.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was so cool because the engineers were at my disposal too. It wasn't like I got one guy. No, the guys who designed these things, and they're the ones who were talking to me, and we had things in common. Because they're audiophiles, and I've never really been a real audiophile. If you don't know what that is, those are the guys who have like the Macintosh stereos and the
very high end.
They're spending $30,000 on this stuff. That's who these guys are. That's who they are in their personal life, and they just love audio. It's their passion, and they're the ones designing these things and tuning them and all that stuff. And we're having conversations just about live music and, some of the best ways to produce it. And they're telling me things that they like, not as just, kind of matter of fact. We're just having a conversation. It wasn't particularly them just giving me a presentation. We were just having a conversation. And one guy was telling me, hey, I want to do this thing in my hometown. I want to bring some DJs in, and this is the system I want to use, and this is why. And then he demos it for me, like, oh, wow, that's really cool. And he explained to me why it was different than the other systems. It was wonderful. It was just wonderful. I learned a lot. And I can't say enough how cool the manufacturing process was to watch this stuff. Because you always kind of envision this factory just kind of punching this stuff out. And I think that's how it works a lot of times.
Yep.
What's interesting about what FBT is doing is they're building this stuff in-house. Everything. And if they're not building it on site, it's being made like literally across the street. Like, the plastic mold injection cabinets, the gas injected. Yeah, right across the street, they're making these things. That's made in Italy too. The screws they use to put the cabinets together, that's made in Italy. The BNC drivers are loading into these things is made in Italy. Everything's made in Italy. Wow. Absolutely everything. It's so cool. It's not like, oh yeah, well, we bring this in from Taiwan or China. No, it's made in Italy. Pretty amazing.
Very cool. Very cool. We're going to take the next 2 people in the chat room that post, and we're going to see who they are. They're going to win. One's going to win a T-shirt. One's going to win a subscription, and then I got a couple more questions for you. Okay, so Reggie and DJ Brandon, you are the next 2. Reggie, I'm not sure if you've got a subscription, and DJ Brandon, you posted right behind him. And I already owe Brandon. Brandon has won a couple of times because he's been with us this week. So I think Brandon is up to a jacket.
All right. The jackets are great. I have one.
Yeah. Yep. So those are the our last 2 there.
Now, I'm just gonna throw this out there, John, and you do what you want to do with it. But you know who was in love with my jacket?
Who's that?
Like, absolutely in love with my DJ News jacket.
Mm-hmm.
My mother. My mother thinks that's the coolest thing she's ever seen in her life. And every time I wear it, she goes, "Oh, let me feel it. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, I love this jacket."
They are nice. They are.
My mom.
We'll get her size and get her on there.
Bigger than me.
Then we can have her. We can have her do the "Come watch my little boy" video.
Yeah, mom on as a special guest. Wouldn't that be weird?
That would be fun.
My mom would probably be pretty good on the show. She's funny. She's smart. She's cool. I mean, I've never had my mom on anything. Never had her on film. But my mom is actually pretty cool.
Neat. Yeah.
Almost somebody that you guys will probably enjoy. And she's 75, but she's like with it. She's cool.
Yeah.
She's not weird. She's not like weird. She's definitely mom, you know? But she's cool mom. But not like cool mom, like I'm gonna party with you, mom. She's not that kind of cool mom. Just a nice mom.
It would be fun to. They could ask her all those questions about Brian, the young.
Why is he like this?
Yeah. What happened to him?
Is he your fault? As a matter of fact.
Let's a couple of questions I had. First off, so you were staying in kind of a village area. The manufacturing plant must have been then kind of in a more industrial area.
An industrial park.
Are people driving? I mean, you mentioned people are walking a lot. Are they walking to the facility, or is there public transportation, or how are the employees getting there?
I think a lot of them are training in, and then they do have company cars. I think they're coming and picking people up because they do have a few company cars that way. But a lot of people train in. Everybody's kind of from the area. They're not like from 2 hours away or whatever. They're kind of from the villages. Puerto Recanati has a little village as well. I'm sure some of them walk to work.
So
or bike.
10 miles, 10, 15 miles a distance, you thinking, or?
No, a couple miles. Really? Yeah. I mean, there are guys who do train in, and they like Roberto, the guy who was my host. He lives down the coast a bit, but that's just because his wife's a teacher, and they wanted a kind of a halfway point where they could live. But most people live right there in either in Recanati, Puerto Recanati, or the surrounding villages. Most people are right there.
Interesting.
It's a beautiful area too. Just gorgeous.
It looked, from your pictures that you saw, that's generally when you're taking pictures on these remote trips. I'm looking at the scenery in the background.
I wish I'd taken more. Honestly, I've got some on my phone. Actually, when I'm done with this broadcast, I'm gonna just upload a batch of stuff that I took.
That'd be cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, because I did take some other things. I took some stuff into a city called Ancona. And it's really hard for me to say that because I want to say anaconda every time but it's Ancona. Ancona, that's the name of the city. I have some beautiful pictures from Ancona. That's where I saw a big Roman arch and one of the old Roman churches, and we were up on a hill and we could see the bay and the mountains and cool stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. They built ships there. I did take a few pictures in Bologna, a couple, not a lot, but a couple. It's unlike anywhere else I've been, and walking into it, I was expecting Greece because I've done Greece. I'm very familiar with Greece. It was not Greece. It was the best way to describe it. It was like a laid-back, groovy, emotional Germany.
A laid-back, groovy, emotional Germany.
Laid-back.
That's an interesting combination.
Well, Germany's very efficient. They work very hard, but they're very efficient that way. They're just kind of the Italians are great. Oh, and by the way, Luigi. Before I get into this whole thing, Luigi asked me what this was. I only have one hand, but I said I don't know. He said it's a dead Italian. Because they talk with their hands. If you tied Italians' hands behind their back, they couldn't speak anymore. And the more heated an argument gets, the more they start doing this. I don't know what this is, but it's something. This is something.
And the dead one would be.
And if you could watch them on the street and you totally get it. Either it's friendly or it's excited. Or whatever, you don't really know what they're saying, but you understand the communication between the two individuals.
Mm-hmm.
I never saw anybody mad, but I can see people who were like maybe a little annoyed with something, or they were working something out, and boy, the hands were going all over the place. And
oh, funny.
When is the food coming? When is it coming? This is something. This. Index finger, middle finger, thumb, these fingers down, and this is the motion. I don't know what it means, but it means something.
Whatever it
like
means.
Pretty funny.
Fun stuff. Yeah, Reggie, I'll get in touch with you after I've got your information there, so we can. Howie was wondering if they made their own drivers.
No, they don't. But the companies that make the drivers are like in the next village over. They use BNC, which is a really nice speaker, and they also there's another company that does custom drivers for them. That again is like in the next village over. This stuff is all within miles of each other, but it's made for FBT. They make like their amplifiers. They do all their metal bending. They do all their carpentry, painting, powder coating, all that stuff they do. And they do all the design work right there. The concept CAD stuff. They design their own circuit boards right there. And then, I went into the electronics area where they're actually, assembling these circuit boards and assembling these amplifiers, these Class Ds to go into the speaker. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool, man. I mean, and then there's a final assembly. There's a point where they put it all together and they take each one of these speakers and they like sonically test them. They put them in this big, I don't know what it's not even that big, I guess, how I think about it. It's probably, I don't know how big it is. It's like a giant photo booth almost. Mm-hmm. And they have these different templates where they can put these speakers facing into this booth and they measure the frequencies and what they're doing and making sure they're right. And if they're not right, out. And if they're right, they go to packaging. So they test them all. But it's amazing how hands-on the whole thing is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have machines. Of course, they've got wonderful machines and metal bending machines, and they've got wood cutting machines. But there's a guy or a girl behind all of this stuff.
Yeah, very cool. You just don't see that in manufacturing today as much as you.
Right. And a lot of the people there, I mean, they've been there for a really long time. I mean, this place has been around since the early 60s, 63. A lot of these people have been there for like 35 years, 40 years. This is their job. This is their career, and it's in their village, and this is what they've done. And they're craftsmen. I mean, it's the guys who I think I enjoyed watching the most, just because it was you could really see and understand what was happening. Was the cabinet building? It was just neat. They would take this big piece of like this Baltic birch plywood. They cut it into a couple of different cabinets, and then these carpenters would build these cabinets, and it was so amazing to watch. It was like art. It's the way they build them, and they had a couple different nail guns they'd pull down and chink, and they had glue, and they'd make sure it was right and measure it right, and it only took a few minutes. But man, because they do it all the time. That's what they do, But they'll do runs of like one particular product, and they'll do runs of another product. And they'll take it all the way through to final assembly. And then, okay, well, let's do a run of something else this week. And they'll run something else through. Very interesting.
Yeah.
If it's not made at the FBT factory, it's made within a few miles of the FBT factory, which is cool. I think it's very cool.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. We're going to wrap things up here in just a couple of minutes. Brian, we had a question not related to the trip and such. Somebody's wondering, when you have people help you load in and such, how do you pay, or how much do you pay, or how do you handle the pay? Because they're looking that they need to hire someone to come and help them get in and out. Right.
Well, you kind of have to build it into the price, and I think every market's a little different. I can, usually get away with something between $100 and $150. That's a full day, though. That's you're here when I want you here. And you load up, we go, you stay at the gig. If I need anything, you're my runner, whatever. And we load up and we come home. So it's usually a 12-hour day for these people. But there are people out there who are reliable and wouldn't mind making, $100, $150 a Saturday for kind of just doing something that's really easy for them. And then going to a party and watching girls dance. I don't know any of these people currently, but
they've got to be out there.
I know they're out there somewhere.
In my case, because I couldn't haul speakers, it's like, Lori, come on, move these heavy things.
You gotta build that into your pricing though. So like if I'm doing a party where I have multiple setups, I'm definitely bringing an assistant, and I build that price in. I don't want to pay it out of pocket. There's no reason I should have to pay it out of pocket. This is a service that the client's getting.
Yeah,
it's not really their fault that I'm disabled, but I mean, even if I was able-bodied, it is nice to have somebody there to help you set up and break down when it's quick. And if I get somebody who knows what they're doing and can do this efficiently, which means somebody I've brought out a couple times, I don't have to walk them through the whole process of setup and breakdown. Even better. And those people I can pay a little more than just a warm body where I got to talk them through everything.
And that's actually a good bridge, because that's how Lori got started. And you guys will get to meet Lori Friday night with our Friday night show.
Her.
Yeah, she started out as my assistant, and it went from there. So
you mean you met her?
I met her actually. She was mowing lawn. I back when I was in high school and college, I had a lawn mowing company. So I would mow a lot of the lots on the one end of the lake, and there was one lot that I did not have. And I heard the lawnmower over there, so I went over to check out the competition and see who was there. She was mowing that lawn, which she would come down and mow the lawn and go back. So it was basically the easiest way to be able to get, was to take, it was an accusation. we acquired the company, and then, it was good to go.
The best way to do this is to join families.
Yeah, exactly. If you just come to work with us,
just become family. Familia.
Robin mentioned she pays her son $100. I've done that with this weekend. I'm doing my son. I'm doing their school dance, and I'm going to make them drag and carry everything in. Not that I can't do it. My restrictions are off, but I'm going to have them haul the heavy stuff in.
Somebody asked in the chat room if RCF and FBT were sister companies. I have heard stories that there was a long time ago where they were one company and then they split when RCF started making their own drivers. I don't know the specifics on that, but this is what I've heard. But what I have also heard is that the people who own FBT and the people who own RCF are good friends. They have dinner together and hang out. So they're all kind of in the same general area. I'm not sure exactly where FB or RCF is located, but it's not far from Puerto Recanati. It's all in the same area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard connections between the two, and then there was a connection with, I believe, Mackie at one time.
Yeah, I think Mackie bought RCF, and then they wanted to move production to Korea, and RCF was like, no, we're made in Italy. Sorry, this relationship is not going to work out.
Yeah.
So they parted ways. But for a minute, Mackie were really cool because they had RCF loaded speakers.
Yeah, and somebody mentioned they had the 450s that were the Italian version, and that's what I had. And loved the cabinets. And when we were running the multi-system. When we went to go buy the next ones, we went and listened to the then non-Italian version. Mm-hmm. It's like, this isn't the same.
It's not the same. I mean, not that's a bad. Mackey's not a bad speaker. I'm not saying that.
But it was different. It was definitely.
It's not the same. Yeah.
It was a different sound. So.
No, they're not the same. They're separate companies. But they are both Italian-made speakers. So.
Okay, I think we've got pretty much our questions and such. Thank you guys for being with us tonight.
They do okay tonight?
Yeah. This was good. We had a nice crowd in with us tonight. We gave away some stuff tonight. We've got we've got things set, and we're back next week, next Tuesday night.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are following, we sent out an email today with all the show links for the rest of, well, not all the shows. We got a few more shows we have to get posted up yet, but every night we have a show starting at 9 o'clock Eastern. We have one at 9 o'clock, one at 10 o'clock. Tomorrow night, Wednesday night, we're going to have Jeremy Martorino. Gosh, I've been practicing. Jeremy Martorino, and he does a lot of cool things with production, with video, and doing some video projection things with gobos, and then, of course, a lot of lighting. Jeremy's going to be talking about that tomorrow night. Then in a second, we're going to be talking games and activities. Thursday night, we've got website stuff. Friday night's going to be, it's going to be kind of a fun night for two reasons. One, the guy that I've got, Tim Schmoyer, is a full-time YouTube man, and he is a YouTube trainer. This is a guy who is involved with YouTube, and he has trained. He's got some great educational resources for YouTube. I actually took his class, and I paid the money, and it was a well worth every dime I paid for his class and such. Tim's going to come on, and he's going to give us some tips for having a more effective YouTube channel. And then after that, of course, then Lori and I are going to be coming in, and we're going to be talking, and you guys will get to meet Lori. So yeah, that should be fun. It should be a fun night. And then
if I don't catch the Lori show live, I'm watching it when I can. I got a gig Saturday, maybe I'll watch it Sunday.
Yeah, it should be fun. I was wondering if she's going to be a little bit nervous, and so far she's She's looking
Lori
good.
will so handle it.
Yeah.
Lori will make you look like an amateur. I know she will.
Probably, and that's, as I mentioned the other night, is when we first started DJing, and she started with me for a little while. Then because hey, we could book 2 shows and make twice the income. When she would go out, her reviews coming back, and I've listened. She's just so much better at it than I. If it would have been one of those things where she'd have had the time to practice and develop that instead of becoming a mom and having the children, she would have way exceeded anything I could ever do.
She's a natural at whatever she does.
Yeah, she's just a very, very, very talented woman. And we'll get to talk to her on Friday. So once again, everyone, thank you for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. Brian, thanks for coming on and being back. It's great to have you back.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for putting up with me, everybody.
Good night, everyone.